Hey everyone, this is Elton Malabanan with ID number K230398, and in this video I'm just going to talk about what I learned this week in software engineering and how it connects to my project. So this week we'll look at the difference between writing a simple program and actually building a full system. And honestly, the biggest takeaway was the systems get complicated really quickly, and the lecturer explained this using two ideas, which is the breadth and the depth. Breadth is basically how wide the system is, so things like how many features it has, how many functions you need to build, how many users it supports, how much data it handles, and how many external systems it connects to. The more of this there are, the more work there is to manage, and the easier it is for things to get messy. Depth is more about what's going on inside the system. It's all the connections, the data sharing, and the way different parts depend on each other. When there are too many layers or too many links between components, even a small change can break to something else. So deeper complexity makes the systems harder to maintain or harder to change later on. The bigger part from the lecture was this is why software engineering exists. When you move from writing a program to build a system, you can't just sit down and code everything yourself. You actually need structured things like breaking problems into small parts, designing clear modules, separating concerns, and building things step by step. You also need tools and processes to help everyone stay on the same page. Now, in terms of how this links to my project, the ideas are actually really helpful. My project isn't huge, but it's still more than just a small script. We have different components, inputs, and features to think about. Understanding breadth helps me think about how much we're trying to include and whether we're taking in too much. It will help us plan realistically. Understanding depth helps with designing the system so it doesn't end up tangled. If we keep the components separate and avoid too much interdependency, it will be easier to build and test everything. It also means fewer problems later when we start putting all the pieces together. So overall, what I learned this week gave me a better idea of how to structure the project instead of thinking of it as just coding. And I'm thinking more about planning, designing, and keeping the complexity under control. I think that's going to make our project run a lot smoother in the future. That's it, and thank you so much.